Hello. Welcome to Workshop 5. Today, we are putting the personal back in your personal brand, aka parent the child you have. I'm going to explain more about what I mean by that in just a sec. If you are joining for the first time, this is the very quick introduction. If you're here every day, you can absolutely skip this bit. But if we are meeting for the first time, I'm Nikki and I have had a personal brand for the last 25 years. And for the last 15, I've been helping other people to illuminate and activate their personal brand as well. I am here every single day, so do follow along with the playlist. And also, if you want more, go over to the workshop page. And if you're just like, oh, I think that Nikki might be good on our panel or a speaking thing, or you want to become a one-on-one client, or you just want to book a session, email me. That's the best way forward. Right, let's look at what's happening in the personal space, brand space right now. I always love to have a bit of a look round. Okay, what's going on? How are things working? What can I see? What am I resonating with? And I really encourage you to do that in your industry too. But also, don't be afraid to look outside. And I love getting my inspiration for my content, for my ideas in all kinds of different industries. I'm never, in terms of my coaching work, going, right, which are the successful coaches here? How do I replicate what they're doing? I'm looking at a piece of food labeling. I'm looking at the way that a shop is set up. There's a brand new cheese shop, basically at the end of the main road and turn right. And I'm like, how are they doing it? I'm looking at how a local gym is marketing what it's doing. I'm having conversations with other entrepreneurs and putting myself in the room. So really be curious. The best way to navigate the next chapter is to ask more questions, not just get stuck in a loop of like, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to do. I have no idea. That can be really easy to do, but it won't be helpful. So the things that are happening that I can observe at the moment is there's this sense of more, 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 like be everywhere all the time, doing the things here, there, and everywhere. And I'm talking and I'm sharing and I'm commenting and all of this stuff. I always want to ask, is that more, more, more getting you closer to your goals? If it isn't, I want you to pull back, consider, declutter, reconsider, and move forward in a way that feels good. There is a lot of surface chat, surface, very predictable, very vanilla, a little bit boring. I don't want that in my life. I don't want the small talk. I get so bored so easily. And so I'm looking for the stuff. And I always really appreciate that person in my Q&A sessions after I've done a speaking event that will put their hand up and they're like, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I was just wondering when somebody asks me those questions, I know that that's when the gold's going to come out. And of course, I have my own boundaries in place. I'm not like, yeah, let me just do all of these things. However, that stuff that, oh, could I just ask this? That's where the good stuff is. There's a lot of performative image management. Everything is very polished, everything is very curated and put together. But who are you? Who are you? Are you really smiley and chatty and open and like great online? But as soon as you go into the room, you're a nightmare, or you don't actually care about anybody else, or you won't make eye contact, or you won't support women, or you'll be wanting something for free all the time, and actually what you need to do is pay for it. I'm seeing this so often. And what we're looking for right now in order to hire you is to see you. There's also this diluted, samey messaging. And I can tell if something has been written by AI. I'm just seeing it like regurgitated guff. My friend said that word guff the other day, and I thought, oh, it's such a good word. It says exactly what I've been trying to articulate. It's brilliant. And I just don't want to be any part of that. For me, I guess this is why I'm doing this. I want to talk about things in a different way. I don't just want to regurgitate what somebody else has said and what their friend has said too. The person is hidden. If your name is on your door, essentially, as a personal brand, we need to see you. I know it's tempting to outsource or like have a team or stay hidden, but we want to see you. So make sure we have that opportunity to get to know you, the know, like, and trust factor. Another thing I'm seeing all the time is tabloid clickbait straight from the 90s. I remember being a kid in the 90s, and we would often go to the newsagents because we were there, like buying our magazines, buying our sweets, and you would see all the papers lined up. And if somebody had died, they would say their name, dead, found dead. And you just go, wow, that's quite a statement. And what I've discovered through podcasts and content, and I get why people need to get bums on seats or stop the scroll or get people to listen. But the way that they slice it together and they edit it, I am urging you as the creator, you as the personal brand, to be really mindful about what you share and make sure you're part of that edit. Make sure that you're not being taken out of context, that it's actually accurate what you said in that edit. Because sometimes that stuff can be really misconstrued and it can have a real negative knock on effect to your business. Squeezing in formulas. I think this is slightly going, but it's still there. Somebody saying, I can show you how to do X, Y, and Z in 30 days or in a weekend. Can you? Can you stand behind your claim? Can you really? Does that work for everybody or just you? As the creator and the curator, you have to be really mindful about what you're promising. This is another bugbear. Polished, cautious, rehearsed lines that don't have any kind of connection. There is one person who will remain nameless, who sometimes has moments where she's in the media a lot. And literally, she says the three same sentences again and again. And it doesn't matter what the question is. She's right there with the same sentence or sentence two or sentence three. And I just think that's great. You've perfected how to learn three sentences. But what do you really think? What else have you got to say? Maybe it's a case that she doesn't have a lot else to say, and that's fine as well, or doesn't want to. But in this time where content is being created a lot, you've got to bring more to the table. Another thing that is happening is people are working harder than ever for less than what they maybe had previously. They're really putting in the hours. They're having to just keep like things moving all the time. I always want you to check in to make sure that your actions and your efforts are moving the needle. And if they're not, there are no prizes for just working harder. I want you to work smarter always. Finally, there is very little originality. Have you noticed people's homes look the same? People's outfits look the same. People are doing the same thing. And also, because they're in an algorithm, it's like, oh, this is happening. I want you to check in always. Are you showing your flair? Are you bringing you to the table? Now let's circle back. God, I hate that phrase, but let's use it. Um, to why I think your personal brand needs to be about parenting the child that you have. So I had my first baby at 33. My son was born in 2015. I had been around a lot of children over the years. I'm the eldest cousin, so I always had babies around me. I've got a younger brother. In my early 20s, I was doing lots of like nannying and babysitting and playing music classes. I've always felt confident with having a baby. However, Nothing can prepare you for that moment when you bring your baby home. Be like, okay, so here we go. And I'd had an extended time in hospital, an emergency C-section, and I came home in a taxi in slippers with a big bag of medication, and I was like, okay, here we go. And my mum had been so sweet. She'd stayed locally. I think she stayed in my house actually, and she'd like put food in the fridge and like changed the bed and done all those like amazing, gorgeous things that a mum would do. And yet, I was just thinking, I've had more instructions when I've bought a piece of flat pack furniture than I have in terms of like raising this baby. And yet the noise was so loud out there. And I was trying things all the time, like thinking and reading and like, oh gosh, how do I do this? I went to a parenting class, was listening to podcasts, I was watching episodes of things, and I was exhausted until I can't remember what date it was. I heard somebody say, all you need to do is parent the child you have. And that was like, parent the child you have. I didn't need to be the best parent in the world. I just needed to give my child what he needed, the child that was right in front of me. And what that did was it removed that enormous pressure and it allowed me to be present in that moment. So let's refer back to creating a personal brand and putting the personal into it. So many people come to me with this mission of like, I want to help all women. I want to do this. How about we start with 3 women, 5 women, 10 women, 20 women, whatever it might be. Focus on those and then extend outwards. Don't have a million as the first number. Start small, start nuanced, and be present in the moment. And that allowed me, when I was in the parent the child you have, to be nuanced and detailed and bespoke. My baby loved to be awake like all the time. He was never grizzly. He wasn't really a cry baby. He just liked to be part of it. What's happening? What we doing? We're going out for lunch. Who's coming over to visit me? I'll just lay next to you, Mummy. I'm here. Hi. He's like that now. He's nearly 11. He's exactly the same child. But as soon as I took that pressure off myself of like, we've got to be doing this and we've got to do this at this time, the wake time, the sleep time, and all the rest of it, and just leaned into who he was, so much better. Same with your personal business. Lean into your circumstances. Because when you do that, you create more energy, more ease, and more flow. You're not fighting against something. You're not trying to wrestle something and like you know, those moments where you might take a tent out of the packaging and then you try to get it back in and you're like, I don't know how this even works. Like, how do I do that? And you're squeezing and and it's, you know, you get it in eventually, but it doesn't look like it did. When you really are present and personal with your personal brand and really think about what you want, that energy, that vibrancy is going to be there. I didn't have to save everybody. I didn't have to be the best parent worldwide. There were no badges. Nobody was coming around going, do you know what, Nikki? Like, we've put you in the mix of all the new parents, and we really think that you're top three. No, nobody was doing that. And all those people that would give you advice on a bus of like, love, have you thought about this? And it's like, yeah, I have thought about it. Those people giving out random advice, they weren't there with me in the middle of the night doing those things. So therefore, they didn't really get to have a seat at the table with the opinions. I could work with and not against. When I've had those moments of being stuck in my personal brand, I have to go back to basics, like I've never had a business before, like I have no idea what I'm doing, and ask those simple questions. And where am I right now in my life? And when I do that, I suddenly feel this momentum. I suddenly feel like I'm not fighting against the current, and instead I can have that flow, that ease, that momentum. and I almost can relax in it. Like I'm still aware, I'm still moving, I'm still thinking about things, but it's not that push, it's not that struggle. And by creating more capacity, I had better thought, clarity, and therefore I could be more predictable. I could be more creative. I could be less stressed. So, in terms of my son, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, he's got to be asleep by before we go out for dinner with these people. It's like he's probably going to be awake. But actually, he'll probably go to sleep like after the main course. So that gap between the main course and the dessert, one of us is going to have to walk him around the block. That's fine. That's okay. And therefore, knowing what the situation was, it was all good. Same with your business. If you know that you have certain seasons of your personal brand, if you have that data and that predictability, you can work with it rather than be like, why is nobody buying? It's Christmas Day. If nobody buys from your business on Christmas Day, and that's been the case for the last 5 years, don't put all that pressure on it. When you parent the child you have, or you put the personal into your personal brand, you build that self-trust and you really become grounded in the motion. You have strong foundations. Instead of like outsourcing and being all the things to all the people, you know, those people who overbook themselves the whole time and they show up for your birthday drinks, but they're like, hi, yeah, sorry. So I've just got to do like, just got to chat to everybody in the room because I've kind of got to go and like, oh, what time is it? Oh, and there's a tube strike. Oh, no, I don't know if I'll be able to get there. And they have all of these things going on. That's what can happen in your personal brand if you don't make it personal. What are we doing? Is it a membership? Is it a course? Do I need a mastermind? Oh gosh, maybe I need to be on TikTok or Pinterest or like, what am I doing? All of a sudden, you've got these kind of spaghetti arms all over the shop. If you come back to you, the personal, it's going to be so much easier to grow. I love this picture that I took of like some dude in Paris, just like I'm just enjoying myself. I'm wearing my braces, I'm wearing my pinstripe trousers, and I'm just, messing about on my bike and having a great time. Right, let's look at how we can action and how we can move forward in this process. Firstly, if there is ever a moment where you get stuck in a should or be pulled somewhere else, I want to remind you that it takes a lot of energy, probably more energy to build the wrong business. To always feel, and this is like coming from a trained actor, to always be like shoulding and being and trying to fit in. When you're in that energy, it's really difficult to maintain and you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on pleasing something else or grappling for something you maybe can't measure instead of actually looking at yourself. Sorry, I thought I had a hiccup then. It's gone. It's fine. The success police are not coming. Nobody is coming to us on a Friday night and go, well done, Nikki. You had a really good week this week. We have to have those own measurements and those own metrics for ourselves. So you may as well please yourself. Number 2, if you make it beautifully bespoke, if you create a personal brand that suits your needs and your preferences, it's going to feel so good. When you are doing something, it's like those moments in your own kitchen. I have it occasionally where I know that I'm making a dinner that all 4 of us love. It's uncomplicated. Everybody gets stuck in. At the end of it, it's like, thanks, mommy. I love that. Or they're looking forward to it. And I'm in my own kitchen. I've got my music on, or I'm listening to something. I've got everything's clean. It's just come out the dishwasher. It feels so, so good. Equally, when we have fish and chips on a Saturday and like we go and pick them up from the shop, that feels good as well because everybody loves it. In order to operate in this way, where you really make this personal, where you make it beautifully bespoke, it will take more work. It will take more trial and error and bigger questions so you can receive bigger answers. However, you can keep it light and joyful. Most of us are not saving the world. Most of us are not curing a medical disease. So do what works best for you. There are some people who go to IKEA and they want the thing. They want everything to come. They want to go and look and go, this is the wardrobe I want, and these are the inserts, and I want you to help me with this, and I want the shelf in exactly the same position, and I just want to take it all home in a van I've hired for the day, and I want to like it just to be the same. Lift that from IKEA and put it in my house. I also knew a woman back in the day who bought this French gîte, this amazing country house in France. And she spent, I think it was like 38 grand in a shop and ordered it all. Like ordered the doorknobs to the wallpaper to the bedside tables to the rugs, like basically like fitted the whole house and got it all shipped to France in a big lorry. And so it was done. And yet there will be some people who are always evolving, adding a bit here, tweaking, seeing how it feels. You can build your personal brand in any way you like. I want you to be aware of the metrics. What are you tracking? What are you optimizing for? What are you looking to change? What do you need to pay attention to? What do you need to notice? Because if you don't have these things, you have, I guess, nothing to work with. And sometimes I'll feel like things are going well in my business just because I'm having a good day, just because I'm at a point in my cycle where I'm like, woof, got a lot of good hormones today. And then on the flip side, I'll be on like day 24 of my cycle and feeling horrendous in my life and suddenly like questioning everything in my business. And I don't need to because I'm looking and going, but it's all working. It's all like there's a flow here. Why am I trying to meddle? Why am I trying to interfere with it? And so having these metrics that either stay the same or tweak as you go, where you can have those regular check-ins and go, where are we up to? What's happening? What's the direction I'm moving in? Am I actually taking the steps that move the needle? Number 4, I want you to think about this very carefully, especially as we go into the summer months. I want you to take the time to build strong foundations that support your business when you're working and when you're not working. I don't want you to constantly feel that pressure of being on. I want you to be open to welcoming everyday sales, opportunities, possibilities, inquiries, and that is totally possible for you. So I want you to see how you can optimize the moves you can make. For example, starting a YouTube channel. I know that I can put this workshop out today and somebody's going to watch it today and somebody's going to watch it in 30 days. And that person who is watching it in 30 days can do that in their own time. I am looking for those opportunities in my business where I can create something with a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of thought, a lot of focus, and then it's out in the world. And that it has been a sweet spot that I found in terms of welcoming in those everyday sales, possibilities, opportunities, all those good things. Finally, I want you to commit to focus time where you move the needle. We are all really good at getting busy. We're probably wired for it. I can outwork most people. I never have a problem with those sorts of things. But when I had my first child in 2015, I had that dawning of, oh, I've got less time and I've got more variables around this situation. I need to work out what's actually going to move the needle, how I'm going to move smartly. I have no desire to constantly be busy, to be like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I don't want to be exhausted. I want to be clear. I want to be vibrant. I want to take time off. And I still want to meet my business goals. As always, let me share the next steps. If you want to make some mega moves in this next season, come and book a strategy session experience with me. You get pre-work, one-on-one time, and a week of accountability. There's also a double strategy session, a monthly VIP days. Go over to the sessions page and check it out. I also have a brand new course which is called Activate and Illuminate. If this kind of style works for you in this workshop setting, this is perfect for you. It's 5 workshops. You can either complete the whole thing inside a day, or you can just dip in and out as and when you choose. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with another workshop. I'm so glad that you're here. Tell your friends, subscribe, like, follow the podcast, playlist, do all the things, and I'll catch you then. Lots of love.